Yellow and red. Okay. Clear. Grab you. Grab you. Grab you. Grab you.
걸리게 끌 거 없어. 바로 간다.
God, this is creepy.
단테, 이 격리실앞 여태까지 만난 것들과는 다른 느낌이 들지 않나요?
Something, I can't remember. Did I misread it about Gregor's thing? Like, he has a bug arm. Didn't he say, like, in tense situations, it could become more than just a bug arm, like, spread across his body? Or am I misremembering that entirely? My recollection is shit right now. Dante, something about this containment unit seems different from the others, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does. Wait, is this?
네. 황금가지가 뿌리 내린 환상체가 있을 거예요.
Yes, that is most likely where we can find the abnormality in which Golden Bough has taken root. Good, I am actually recording. Magnificent. Ugh. I saw how long I've been recording for. Then it was just like, panic. Yeah. And so annoying. Yes, alright.
그래도 다 온 모양이구만.
We did manage to come this far, huh?
그레고르 씨,
Say, Gregor.
버스로 돌아가면 카론한테 지도 보는 법을 알려줘도 될까요?
When we go back to the bus, can't teach Sharon how to use a map?
응, 그래. 카론이 좋아할 거야.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm sure she'll like it.
그럴 리가요.
I doubt that. Sinclair shook his head, then dry retched afterwards.
돌아갈 곳이 있다는 건 좋은 거네요.
It's nice to have a place to go back to. Oh, she's gonna die. Maybe the golden bough lies inside the apple. Last time I wrote an observation log, I was a kid, so I'm not sure I'm up to this, but I guess orders are orders. So, start with describing its appearance. Alright. That was an apple. Huge, grotesque apple with limbs. Personally speaking, doesn't it freak you out when a food item gets all massive, starts walking on its own? It's just me. Off topic there. Anyway, that apple was gold. Definitely not something out of your average orchard. Right. So what you call an abnormality, yeah? Well, that apple abnormality was strutting all by itself. So I was getting a growing urge to chop that apple. It's almost magnetic. Hard to explain. Well, you won't find a lot of people who hate apples as much as I do. I guess that's my unusual past. We decided to fall back for now since we had too little intel to try and fight. We'll probably take it on at some point, so I'll write down more when that time comes. We'll probably take it on at some point, so I'll write down more when that time comes. How disorganized. We reported this terrible during your military service. Vigelis instructed us to write these however we wanted. I don't think they agreed with that too. The executive manager's fine with it, I won't object. A cigarette burn is left on the paper. SPC. Seriously, seriously, some petty complaint that was. This one's wrote by Gregor. Apple chopping. As well. neutral. Sure. Solid gold. Dominating. I think they're losing out in speed. Oh well. Oh. Ooh, that's an option. She doesn't have the
로저, 교전 시작.
sanity to do it. Well,
먼저 간다.
somebody can't block attacks. It's going well.
행동을 개시합니다.
정신 차릴 수 없을 것이오.
Seriously, few points off. The apple's body broke and the raging fruit still grew. Could the golden bough really be in there? I'll go check it out. He reset the others. Don't! The sinner with a bug's arm seemed nervous about this. Does he want to go with her, perhaps? Can't just send Yuri out there alone. The sinner will be able to keep her safe. It's a very high. The fruit's cracked shell suddenly began to rattle as if it would jump at any moment. Don Quixote was too occupied to notice in time. The managed to get away but ended up injured. Yuri was even later to notice the fruit's flesh had already melted with her to form a new body. unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about it. Brown got hurt too. I'm gonna use 25H.
굴복하지 않을 것이오.
Yuri's dead. The abnormality devoured Yuri in one bite. She was gone without a trace. I can save the other sinners, but there's nothing I can do about Yuri. Without a word, Gregor hacked and slashed away at the abnormality. As if he expected to find Yuri unscathed by slicing the apple open. I wonder if it's scripted. Fuck. Why would you put it there?
로자.
We'll see what you have in mind. Maybe I should have sent Faust with her. Too slow to do anything.
행동을 개시합니다.
모든 걸 거둬들일 순 없었어.
I couldn't undo a thing.
나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면 먼저 간다.
Well, I got my full team back. Neutral. Favored.
악인들을 해치우세나.
Oh, Jesus.
헛!
Are things going in our favor? I don't think they are. Someone's nearly dead. Don't have enough orange. Same other way. Though they're trying to block less of these.
뭐 필요한 거 있어? 응? 뭐 필요한 거 있어?
Let's do it on myself. Actually, from the looks of it, I can only block one of them anyway. Goes from largest number to smallest number. They're all 3. She's the only 4. So, she's gonna get hit a lot. She may die here.
나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면.
Jody's down.
모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아요.
어떠냐?
Sinner just died. I can bring them back later at least. Ooh, yeah, good idea.
먼저 간다. 지켜냈어.
mass of maggots falls apart in a hailstone screams. Beyond that, I see a wave of radiant golden light. That's the golden bough. Just as I begin to approach it, the apple begins to tremble.
저 혹시 림버스 컴퍼니에서 오신 분들 맞나요?
Excuse me, are you the people from Limbus Company? Yuri, you're okay. Even though I could have seen it devour her, I couldn't stop myself from asking.
버스로 돌아가면 카론한테 알려줘도 될까요?
When we go back to the bus, can I shower on how to? Then I saw a glimpse of the pink locks of hair that Roger took a liking to. Yeah, I feel it's scripted that she's to die. That or they re-diverging paths. Yuri's head stood motionless, facing Gregor. Her face was upright. Maybe the scripting is... well, maybe the success is the sinner doesn't get damaged. The failure is they do. Either way, she dies. Yuri's head stood motionless, facing Gregor. Her face was upright. However, the Yuri we knew in the companies was always hunched over. She slouched at all times, as though it was her sole surviving obligation to carry the wills of her colleagues. Given that, I can warn him with confidence. That isn't Yuri, Gregor.
그래. 내 생각에도 그런 것 같아.
Yeah, I think you're right. Gregor accepts it calmly. He then outstretches his arm, sending it flying towards Yuri. Yet, it soon stops traveling.
죽고 싶지 않았어요.
I didn't want to die. Got her down, Gregor. I don't know if this is the right thing to do as the manager.
그 누구도 죽고 싶어 하진 않았어요.
None of us wanted to die. But I had to shout at Gregor now to stop him from being ruined. Cut it now.
죽기 싫어요.
I don't want to die.
이건
This is... The verminous arm stopped right before reaching the civilian's throat. I pulled it against it with all my might, but it wouldn't budge.
돈을 있는 대로 다 드릴게요.
여자를 놔줘. 아니면 대응 공격을 하겠다.
내 팔을 잘라줘. 어서!
My arm. Cut off the arm now. Sorry, I think I forgot to read security guard thing. I'm getting caught up in it.
다시 말한다. 놔주지 않으면
This is your final warning. Release her now or...
달라고.
Just do it! As the dismembered arm falls to the ground, she slides on the wall gasping. However, peace doesn't last long. The arm starts to regenerating from its twitching stump.
괜찮으십니까?
Are you alright, sir?
가까이 오지 마. 가까이 오면 안 돼.
No, stay away from me. Don't come any closer. The regrown arm rushes forward as if it remembered the pain it suffered mere moments ago.
그레고로 과장님, 항상 존경하고 있습니다.
My utmost respect, Manager Gregor, sir.
걱정하지 마. 난 내가 원해서 참전한 것도 아니야.
You really shouldn't. I didn't fight in the war because I wanted to.
그럼 난 도대체 어쩌라는 거예요? 살아남은 게 죄예요?
What else am I supposed to do? Is it so wrong that it survived?
그냥 살아가 제발. 우리가 원해서 이 비극 속에 떨어진 거 아니잖아.
Just live on, please. It's not like we got ourselves into this mess voluntarily.
끝에 끝에서 결실을 목전에 두고 멈추다니 실로 개탄스럽군.
Having come to this end only to stop just before your labor bears fruit. How regrettable.
뭐 우리야 좋지. 잡지 않은 기회는 유찰될 뿐이야.
Oh, we'll take it. Opportunities left unclaimed will only become null and void. Yuri's head fell to the ground. It wasn't Gregor's doing. Yuri's mouth opened and let something out. It was a tree branch radiating a bright golden glow.
가지를 찾고 있었니?
Seeking the bow, were you?
당신
You.
생각보단 좀 작다. 그치?
Bit small, isn't it?
난 헤르만이라고 해. 앞으로 자주 보게 될 거야. 왜냐하면
I'm Herman. We're seeing each other often. Reason being,
우리는 가지가 필요하고 너희는 가지를 찾을 수 있고
we need those bows, and you are capable of finding them.
너희는 죽지 않지만
You won't
우린
die.
너희를 죽일 거니까.
You won't die, but we will kill you. Herman nudges Yuri's head with her foot.
물론 지금은 말고
It won't be now, though.
황금 가지는 우리 쪽에서 안전하게 수거해 갈게.
I'll take good care of the golden bow you found.
구보, 나의 벗. 이것이 그대가 선택한 길이오.
Gupo, my dear compatriot, is this the path you chose?
맞아. 이젠 몇 안 남았지.
Indeed it is. Only few remain now.
오랜만이네. 형,
It's been a while, brother.
네 옷에 더러운 냄새가 나는 거 알고 있어? 지금 꼴을 가족들이 봤어야 했는데.
Do you know how filthy your clothing smells? If only your family were here to see your state.
아주 만남의 광장이로군.
Some reunion this has turned into.
내가 준 선물은 잘 간직하고 있어, 아들?
How are you treating your present, my son?
고작 이런 꼬락서니가 되라고 준 건 아니었는데.
I didn't invest in you just to see you in such a mess.
바란 적 없어. 한 번도.
I never asked for this, not once.
그래도 포장지는 마저 뜯어야지.
You should at least finish unwrapping what I gave you.
고작 그 능력이 내가 준 전부가 아니거든.
That little arm isn't all there is to it.
자, 인사는 여기까지.
Alright now, that's enough greetings. The man who introduced himself as Jai Huan clapped twice. Then everything went dark. Like waking from a long nightmare. The early dawn greets you. After some time passed.
쉬운 임무라고 생각했는데
And I thought this would be an easy enough mission for you.
눈앞에서 황금 가지를 빼앗기고 당당히도 복귀했군.
After allowing the golden bow to be taken before your very eyes, you had to go to walk in with your face.
나의 과대평가였나?
Have I overestimated you?
파우스터 씨, 변명이라도 해보는 게 어떨지.
Why don't you give me an excuse, Miss Faust?
불멸만이 해답은 아니더군요.
As it turns out, immortality wasn't the solution to everything.
당신은 할 말이 없습니까, 단테?
Anything to say for yourself, Dante? There's another group going after Golden Bow. You had to have known this, so why didn't you warn me?
황금 가지를 노리고 왔던 다른 세력에 대해 물어보네요.
They're asking about the other faction that sought the Golden Bow. If I was possibly relayed my words to Virgil's.
설마 내게 책임을 묻는 겁니까?
Don't tell me, are you holding me responsible?
되묻죠, 단테. 아무런 위협 세력이 없는 곳에 12이나 되는 자들을 내려보낼 이유가 있습니까?
Tell me then, Dante, why would we bother sending 12 whole combatants to a place with no threats? Isn't the freaks in there a threat enough?
해결사까지 추가로 고용해가면서 말이지.
After hiring fixers to guide them too. That's
됐어, 관리자 양반.
enough of that, Manager Bud.
그건 내 탓이야. 책망하려면 나에게.
It's my fault. If you want someone to blame, I'm right here.
가륵작이군.
Oh, fascinating.
만난 지 얼마나 되었다고 벌써부터 전우의 냄새를 풍기는지.
But a sense of camaraderie between you already.
뭐 피차 한 배에 묶인 자들끼리 감싸주는 게 나쁘다곤 하진 않겠지만
I do suppose it's not too bad to cover up for each other since you're all in the same boss.
지구를 감싸주는 게 무능함을 가릴 수 있다고 착각하진 않아줬으면 좋겠어.
Just know that sticking up for one another doesn't make up for incompetence.
연락이 왔습니다. 애프터 팀의 특별작전 사과가 지하로 진입, 작전을 수행한다고 하네요.
We got a call. After Team Spec Ops Section 4 has just gone underground for their job.
그래, 그래야겠지. 남은 애고와 환상체라도 회수해야 할 테니
That sounds about right. Someone has salvaged the ego and the abnormalities left there.
정작 중요한 정수는 잃었지만 말이야.
No shame, the essence was lost though.
뒤끝이 길군.
This is getting excessive.
전장에서 실패는 을에 있는 법이다. 목표를 달성하지 못했다면 다시 작전을 세워 재투입을 할 뿐이지.
Failure is a common thing on the battlefield. If an objective wasn't met, you devise another plan and redeploy.
첫 작전에서 너무 많은 걸 바라는 게 아닌가? 관리자님은 첫 지휘라고는 믿을 수 없는 성과를 보여주었다만.
Otis. Are you sure it wasn't your expectations that were too high for a first mission? I'll have you know that manager's performance is nothing short of outstanding.
이쯤 해두지. 뭐 아주 틀린 말을 한 것도 아니니까.
Suppose we'll leave it at that. You're not entirely wrong.
그렇죠.
Certainly. There seemed to be an uncanny tension between Virgilius and Faust. But right now I had neither the energy nor the willpower left in me to get inquisitive. The bus reeked of blood with all the stains and gore on our outfits, yet none of us tried to open the windows. And no one had the urge to have a change of clothes. All of us just sat in place, dwelling on silence. Gregor had the most defeated look of all of them, staring out the window. Then, he suddenly went to hang something from his pocket near the windshield of the bus.
벌레 양반. 메피의 머리에 뭘 매단 거야?
But guy, what did you put on Mephi's head?
유품.
A memento.
두 사람의 유품이다.
Something that belonged to the two.
딱 유리시만한 여동생이 있었거든.
Not his sister, just about Yuri's age.
그냥 그랬었다고.
That's all there is. I considered giving him a pep talk, but that quickly dissipated. Ishmael wore a grieving look, Sinclair was quietly weeping, and Roger let out a distressed sigh. They couldn't offer him any encouragement. What good would I do?
카론, 시야에 방해가 되진 않겠나?
Karen won't just get in your way?
응. 카론은 괜찮아.
No, Karen will be fine.
그래, 출발하지.
Alright, let's hit the road.
부릉부릉.
Vroom, vroom. The bus slowly grumbled forwards. The gas mask hanging by the windshield waved like an ornament.
그림자를 줬던 나날들 남은 건 허망한 기억 불길이 나를 태운 것처럼 내 손엔 잿빛 먼지뿐 쉼없이 달려왔던 나를 죄어오던 시간들 이조차 그리워질까 모는 날 언젠가는 돌이켜볼 기억 속에 미소 질 수 있기를
쏟을 수 있도록 멀리 멀리 날아가고 싶어 밤하늘의 새처럼 별에 닿을 수 있게 이 밤 또다시 찾아오겠지만 괜찮아 다 사라지네 괜찮아
Oh, was that actually sung by the voice actor for Gregor? That's cool. Or it just says sung by Gregor. So.
어둠이 캄캄할수록 빛나는 별이 탄생하지. 바로 지금처럼 말이오.
Basic identity uptied. They've all seemed to have upgraded. Righteous Retribution. Enhanced Joust. Galloping Tilt. Basic Ego Tread Spun. Pro's Eyes. New Passive Silent. And we. Immoderate Passion. Art. Chains of Others. Refuse to Judge. Ripple. Buying Spirit. Compulsion. Cast Severance Unstable. Tactical Perfection. Uncontrolled Morph. One day sunlight. So we're over to J Corp, District 10. So, I'm going to stop here for a moment and go deal with that light downstairs, because it's been bugging me to hell since I didn't deal with it. Honestly, in some ways I feel I should have dealt with it before continuing that, because it's bugging me the whole way through it. It's like, oh, dramatic scene. I need to turn off that light. I like fixate, but it's just like a... I'll be back in a moment. Hey folks, I'm back. Let's get started on this, though I won't be here too long. Casino. The boss wasn't all that lively. I could hear Roger's occasional quips, or he could have starting pointless quarrels with someone, probably Don Quixote or Sinclair. And Ryoshi's demanding a source of heat to light her cigarette, having run out of lighter fluid. Amidst the gripes and disorder, Gregor was pretty much the only sinner I could rely on to willingly turn the mood around. But now, he was one of the quietest. He was just staring out through the window, being lost in deep thought. One thing was for sure. If anyone were to blame for trashing the mood on the bus, it would be Virgilius. The road to Golden Bough was awfully arduous one, putting us on the brink of death, and some past that several times, not to mention the occasions when we almost ended up unemployed. I'm not getting that one. Yet Virgilius refused to see from our perspective. Given the circumstances, it was only natural for our sinners to be palpably disgusted and palpably disgruntled. Tired of the silent treatment, Ishmael spoke up.
이제 다음 장소는 어디인지 정도는 말해줘야 되는 거 아닌가요?
Can you tell me where our next destination is now, at least?
아, 실례했군.
Oh, sorry about that.
너희에게 임무를 설명해줄 가치가 있을지 고민하던 참이었어.
I was wondering whether briefing the mission to you miscreants would be worth the effort.
나 서운해지려고 해. 기대에 못 미치는 자식일수록 더 품어야 된다는 거 몰라?
You're hurting me with your cold shoulder. But you know that kid's falling behind you more love.
간곡히 부탁하건대 이번만큼은 망신을 시켜주지 않으면 좋겠어.
And let me plead you not to embarrass me this time.
모합지조를 데리고 소풍 가는 교사로 보이고 싶진 않으니까.
I sure don't want to look like a teacher taking a bunch of grade schoolers out for a picnic. You know, in that outfit.
특히 우리 로지온에겐 기대가 더욱 커. 이번엔 훌륭한 가이드가 되어줄 수도 있을 것 같으니까.
I have high hopes for you in particular, Rodian. You might just make a good guide for this tour.
응? 내가 대단하다는 건 알고 있지만 모르는 곳까지 가이드하기에는.
Huh? I know I'm a big deal, but I don't think I can be a guide for a place I don't know. I'm recording, right? Yes.
걱정 마. 익숙하다 못해 친숙한 곳일 테니.
No worries. We're heading to a location you should be more than familiar with.
돈에 잠길 수도 말라 죽을 수도 있는 환락의 둥지.
A nest of hedonism where you can drown in money or be drained of everything you have.
제이사다.
J-Corps. Great. Even Rodea's gone quiet now.
뭐 이참에 한탕 두둑하게 챙겨보는 것도 나쁘지 않겠지.
Oh, I suppose it won't be so bad to win big while we're at it.
자, 도착하면 아무나 깨워라.
Oi, someone wake me up when we're there.
공교롭게도 이번엔 지부 앞까지 모셔다 두진 못하게 되었습니다, 손님.
Coincidentally, the bus will be unable to take you right to the branch building this time, dear passenger.
카론, 정차.
손님. I've heard far less Korean than I have heard Japanese, but I want to say I heard the Korean for brother in there. I can't be certain though. Like I said, I've heard far less Korean than Japanese, and I don't speak either. But when you hear language enough, you can start and you see the words translated. You do, even if you still don't speak the language, you can still pick out words, you know. And nim, something he said, song nim there. I thought I heard at least a bit of it used in a different, used before, but not to mean dear passenger. I'm just twitchy. I've seen so many terrible translations. Again, where they tried to translate incel. Well, tried to translate loser as incel. Or, sorry, loner as incel. Really says a lot about the translators. Others were bragging about intentionally mistranslating things. Yeah. Just has me paranoid. Jaron, park it.
카론?
Karen?
정차가 뭐야?
What's park?
멈추란 뜻이다.
It means stop.
멈추는 건 빨간색. 카론이 맛없어 하는 빨간색.
Stops are red. Red tastes bad to Charon. Grumbling, Charon hits the brakes without warning, sending most sinners flying face first into seats ahead and flinging others off theirs. I was, of course, powerless against the inertia. A cacophony of complaints and shouts erupted. Although I didn't get to hear the sinners' ramblings in clear detail, I'm willing to bet a good half of them were profanities, So maybe I'm better off not knowing.
힘이 넘치는 건 좋군. 내려.
Good to see you all full of energy, now out.
목적지까지는 한참 남았던데. 아, 택시를 불러줄 건가요?
Destination still seems rather far. We'll call a taxi first.
파우스트 씨가 자세히 설명해 주겠지만 이번엔 지난번 임무와는 많은 차이가 있을 겁니다. 단테.
As Miss Faust will explain in detail, this mission is going to be quite different from our last Dante.
왜냐하면 이번엔 황금가지를 탈환해야 할 곳은
This is because the location of the Golden Bow
카지노의 지하니까.
is in the underground of Casino.
설마 저 골목 한가운데에 있는 번쩍번쩍한 건물들인가?
Do you mean to tell us that it's among the bright lit streets standing at the center of that street?
그래. 저것들 중 하나다.
That's right, it's one of those.
지난번 잠입했던 로보토미 지구는 오랫동안 방치된 곳이었죠.
The lobotomy branch facility we infiltrated last time was one that had been neglected for quite a while.
그럼 그게 특수한 경우였다는 뜻인가요?
So you mean that was the exception?
이렇게 보면 머리를 굴릴 줄 아는 직원이 없는 것도 아닌데 이전 작전은 왜 그렇게 무참하게 망쳤을까?
See, it sounds like this that remind me that our team doesn't necessarily lack critical thinkers. It really does make me wonder how you managed to blunder your previous mission even more.
황금가지는 많은 기술이 응축된 강력한 에너지원이다.
The Golden Bow is a potent energy source, holding the essence of many technological marvels.
강한 에너지는 자연스럽게 돈과 사람들을 불러오고 순식간에 그 위에 문명이 생겨버리지.
Such fonts of energy will attract flows of wealth and people. In no time, the whole civilization is built on top of it.
그렇기에 이후로 방문할 곳도 다른 집단들이 자리를 메우고 있을 가능성이 크죠.
Therefore, it's likely that future destinations will be occupied by other factions and their structures.
또한 카지노 외에 온갖 곳들을 방문해야 한다는 뜻이기도 합니다.
Which in turn indicates that we should be prepared to visit a wider variety of venues in addition to this casino.
처음 임무는 비교적 쉬운 편이었다는 뜻이기도 하지. 멋들어지게 실패해버렸지만
It also means your first mission was a relatively easy one, yet you somehow snatched defeat from the wide open maws of success. Does he usually hold grudges that long?
모르지. 단테나 우리나 봤던 기간은 별반 차이가 없으니까.
Don't ask me, we haven't known him much longer than you have.
뭐라 그랬지? 림버스 컴퍼니에 입사한 걸 환영한다. 나는 안내자 베르길리우스라고 하지. 라면서?
What'd say again? Something like welcome to Limbus company, I'm your guide for Joes and all that.
방금 되게 잘 따라하지 않았어?
Pretty good impression, wasn't it?
그러고 보니 무게를 엄청 잡긴 했지. 입사하자마자 퇴직원을 내도 되는지 물어볼 뻔했다니까.
You got his authoritative tone down to a T, I'll give you that. I'd hold myself back from asking if I could resign right after joining. I got the feeling the rest of you thought the same.
무슨 소리요? 그것은 역사적인 날이었지. 특색 해결사 붉은 시선의 부름을 받는다는 건 정말이지 영광스러운.
Nonsense. It was the day to go down in history, beckoned by the Red Gaze himself. Truly, there is no greater honor than a caller addressing your.
그래도 한 명 정도는 팬이 있었나 봐.
Huh. Guess he does have fun after all.
그러게나 말이야.
True that. With their spirits lifted, Roddy and Gregor began to chuckle.
다들 말이 필요 이상으로 많군. 버스 안에서의 세 번째 규칙을 만들고 싶게 하진 않았으면 좋겠는데.
That's more talking than necessary. We do not wish for there to be an impetus behind the third rule for this bus ride.
아, 그 직원들끼리 상사 욕 좀 할 수 있지. 되게 째째하네.
Come on, give the employees some room to badmouth their boss. You're being totally petty.
다음엔 째째한 내가 듣지 못하는 곳에서 해줬으면 좋겠어.
Next time, do it out of earshot. It's reminding me of a skit I remember seeing on Josh. One guy starts badmouthing their boss, and the other guy is nervous, but then starts getting into it. First, so guy A, guy B. guy eventually notices the boss standing there in the doorway, and he stops, and the other guy keeps going, and he's like wanting to tell the guy to stop, but the guy just keeps going. And eventually guy A is just like, fuck it, and joins back in, talking about how terrible the boss is. Eventually the boss steps in, and it's, you know, like, it's like, you saw I was here, why did you go back at it? And, you know, well, I figured it was too late. And, you know, the boss goes on, says at one point that, you know, like, if you just stopped, we could have moved on. How are you feeling? It would have just been a flesh wound. How are you feeling now? I'm bleeding out! And it was just whole skit, it was funny. Bungled my words there. So, and Josh. So yeah, the boss is just like, you know, if you stopped, it would have just been a flesh wound, and it's like, I'm bleeding out. It's really, it's the delivery and everything. It's funny, you know. It doesn't help it. It's been so long since I've seen it that I don't fully remember the phrasings, the lines of it, you know. And despite it being, I remember chatting with a friend before. He tried to look at Japanese comedy, but he couldn't get into it because like cultural barriers. I haven't seen much of Unjash, but what I have seen doesn't have that. It's just like, okay, guy wants to get a job at a cafe. Oh no, not a cafe, that's a different skit. He wants to get a job at his convenience store. But the employee coming in to interview him doesn't realize he wants a job at the convenience store. He thinks that he's the thief that's being held. And so he starts grilling him as if he's a thief. But they're both talking past each other. Or speaking kind of vaguely, like, you know, like, how long have you been doing this? And the guy's like, oh, I've wanted to work in this store for years now. And the guy's horrified, thinking this guy's been wanting to steal for years or something. There's another skit where a guy goes to a cafe, and one's a criminal, and the other's an undercover cop. But the cop ends up thinking the other guy is an undercover cop, and the criminal thinks he's also a criminal. So they end up talking past each other, and it ends up being funny. Maybe it's funnier in Japanese, but it's still funny. Hontu. Next time, do it out of earshot.
난 보기보다 상처를 잘 봤거든.
More fragile than I look, you see.
다들 이만 하차하지. 이번엔 부디 황금가지를 든 채로 만나게 되면 좋겠군.
Right, time to get up and at it. I sure hope you come back with a golden bow in your hands this time.
이번에도 실패하면 어떻게 할 건데?
And if we bugger it twice?
혹시 모르지. 카론이 갑자기 개폐 버튼을 잊어버려서 문이 안 열리게 된다던가.
Who knows? Garen might suddenly forget what button to press to open the door for you.
버튼 빨간색. 맛없는 색이야.
Button red. Yucky color.
이거 순 미친놈.
One daft bloke.
네, 뭐.
What's again?
네모가 뭔데?
Heathcliff speaking for the audience. And that means?
내리자 머저리들 이란 뜻이다.
Shorthand for useless idiotic travelers, go and abscond now. Heathcliff glared at Ryushu, insults welling up in his throat, only to expel outside. He resigned uncharacteristically, skimmed the realization that killing her wouldn't solve anything. Wait. Backdoor violently what? Here, I'll do one more. We may as well get a fight down.
네네, 작전 지역으로 이동 중. 교실 끝.
Damn it,
계획을
Yuri.
설명드리죠.
I'm going to give you a rundown of the plan.
황금가지에 도달하기 위해서 최우선이 되어야 할 건 전원 카지노 무사 잠입입니다.
Our primary objective is to infiltrate the casino unsuspected. It will be critical for the successful recovery of the Golden Bough.
저희가 알아낸 정보에 의하면 입구는 총 3개가 존재해요.
According to the information we've acquired, the casino's 3 entrances.
일반 손님들이 출입하는 문과 VIP들만 이용 가능한 전용 통로. 마지막으로는 직원들이 이용하는 뒷문.
One for ordinary visitors, one reserved for VIPs, and lastly the back door used by employees.
저희는 각 입구에 한 조씩 4명은 카지노 딜러, 4명은 일반 손님, 4명은 VIP 손님으로 위장한 후 흩어져서 출입을 할 겁니다.
We'll split into 3 groups of 4 sinners to cover each entrance. 4 of us will disguise as groupers, 4 will pose as guards, 4 will play the role of VIPs.
확실히 집단으로 다닐수록 눈에 띄지.
Working in small groups will certainly draw less attention.
무리짓는 것보단 흩어지는 것이 적당하오.
It is wiser to divide rather than unite.
누가 어떤 역할을 맡을지는 나눠드린 봉투를 열어서 확인하세요.
Open the envelopes to give out to confirm the role you've been assigned.
그리고 이번 작전에서마저도 황금가지 탈환에 실패할 경우
Also, the higher-ups expressed concern over our performance.
앞으로의 계획에 큰 차질이 생길 거라는 윗선의 우려가 있었어요.
They stressed the company's future plans hinge on whether we can retrieve the Golden Bough through this operation.
그래서 이번엔 합동 작전으로 갑니다.
Therefore, we will collaborate on a joint operation. Operation?
보다 전문적이고 노련한 이들로 이루어진 림버스 컴퍼니 특수부대.
Our partner is a special forces unit consisting of professionals and veterans.
지금은 LCC, 클리어 부서라고 불리던가요? 잠입 작전에서만큼은 저희보다 우수하다고 말할 수 있을 겁니다.
I believe they are now monikered the LLC, short for Limbus Company Clearance Department. Rest assured that they are our betters, at least in espionage operations.
이미 이 정도로도 충분히 많다고 생각하는데요.
I thought 12 people was already a crowd.
숫자가 중요한 게 아니라는 사실을 드디어 깨달았나 봐.
Guess someone finally realized that more is always merrier.
우와, 다른 부서를 보는 건 처음이네요. 어디 계시나요?
Wowzer. I haven't met staff from other teams before. Just where could they be? Honglu looked around, expecting Faust to bring them forward for introductions any second. Needless to say, no one showed up like he expected.
우린 전당포로 갑니다.
We'll be heading to the pawn shop.
요새도 그런 가게들이 있나?
Is pawning still a thing these days?
이곳은 전당포의 거리라고도 불릴 만큼 대부분의 가게가 전당포를 겸하고 있어요.
We're in the so-called Pawnbrokers Avenue. Most businesses double as pawn shops here.
저 가게가 합류 지점이에요. 들어가죠.
That place is a rendezvous. Let's head inside. I like the music. Millions of others. Same other way. Awesome.
로자, 교전 시작. 목표 일시 무력.
자, 진정하세요.
처리했어. 완전한 침묵. 악인들을 해치우세나.
필요 없는 시간을 가져가지.
Hell yeah. Oh, actually, the red over here didn't boost red over here. It really does want to be directly 3 in a row. Actually, no. The 2 boost did extend to this, but the 3 boost has to be together. So if you do 2 plus, the whole chain gets bonused. The relevant color gets bonused, but 3 plus has to be immediate. I'd noticed that.
로자, 교전 시작. 목표 일시 무력화.
토끼 필요 없는 시간을 가져가지.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
필요 없는 시간을 가져가지.
너무 우르르 들어오는 거 아니요? 가뜩이나 좁아터진 가게구만.
Ain't you too many visitors at once? Shop's cramped as is.
트럼프로 볼 거요? 아니면 마작점으로 볼 거요?
You prefer your look up the draw from Trump's or Mahjong? As we entered shop, we were met with the gruff greeting of an old pawnbroker.
저게 뭐라는 거냐?
What's that blighter on about?
저만 제2사 안내 책자 읽어온 거예요? 베르길리우스 씨가 떠나기 전에 한 번씩 읽어보라고 했잖아요.
Are you anyone here who read up on SJ? Virgilius gave us a pamphlet to peruse before we left.
뭐 표지 정도는 봤던 것 같기도 하고.
Oh, I think I remember glancing at the cover.
이곳에서는 그날 하루의 운에 따라서 받을 수 있는 지불금도 달라져요.
Here you get loaned different amounts depending on your fortune for the day.
대복이면 값을 더 치러주겠지만 흉에 가까워질수록 본전도 못 건지게 되는 거죠.
If you draw a great boon, you get extra cash, while misfortune means far less than what the pawn is worth.
아, 그러고 보니 우리 집은 아예 점을 보는 사람들을 정식으로 고용하기도 했어요.
Ah, that reminds me. Family had hired dedicated fortune tellers.
집을 나오기 직전에 봤던 점에 대복을 뽑았는데 이렇게 다 같이 만날 운명을 암시한 거였나 봐요.
They drew a greater boon for me in the divination form before I left. That must have been a sign I would join all of you wonderful people on our journey.
와, 유복한 집에서 신선 노름이나 해왔던 게 당신의 운명이라니. 저도 다음에는 그런 운명으로 태어나길 기도해야겠네요.
Wow, really? So indulging in lofty leisure in your grand estate was your fated life. Maybe I should pray that I'm born that rich and if there's a next time.
난 사양이야. 저런 놈들이 알고 보면 더 더럽게 노는 법이거든.
I'm good. It's wild folks like him that tend to play dirty.
그럴 수도 있겠네요. 저도 어렸을 때부터 제 동생하고는 같이 놀기 싫었던 것 같아요. 맨날 반칙을 쓰면서 심술을 부렸거든요.
You might be right. I didn't like to get along with my younger sibling in childhood. Always trying to cheat and grouch if things didn't go as desired.
아니, 내가 말한 건 그런 뜻이 아니고.
No, that's not what I was getting at.
다들 점 볼 거요 말 거요?
So you want to get your fortune or not?
그런데 시방 저당 잡을 걸 가지고 있긴 한 거요? 다들 행색이.
Forget about that. Do you people even have anything to pawn? I'm not seeing any wealth on you. The pawnbroker glanced over each sinner with a dubious look until his eyes landed on me.
저 시계머리는 값이 되긴 하겠군.
Oh, the cockhead might be worth a good sum.
얼마로 예상하는데, 영감?
How much do you think they sell for, old pal? Oh, yeah, I'm not for sale.
연락 받으셨을지 모르겠지만 저희는 림버스 컴퍼니 소속으로.
As you're likely contacted in advance, we are from Limbus Company and... Unfortunately, neither the sinners nor the pawnbroker were paying any attention to Faust's words.
아, 이 손수건은 집 나올 때 가져왔던 건데요.
Oh, I did bring this handkerchief with me when I left home.
오, 비단에 용자수를 놓았군. 바늘땀이 꼼꼼한 게 이 정도면 700만 안?
Oh, a dragon bride on silk. That's some meticulous needlework, which might net, let's see, 7 million on.
그깟 천조각이 그렇게 비싸다고? 눈이 썩어버린 거 아니야, 영감?
A crummy piece of cord is worth that much. Have your eyes rotted out, old geezer.
뭐? 이런 고급품을 못 알아봐. 아휴, 그런 고물 반지나 끼고 있으니.
Pawnbroker's about to die. Ah, you don't recognize the value of this quality. Yes, now I see. Wearing a shabby ring like it's true treasure. Tisk tisk.
뭐라고 했냐?
What did you just say?
야,
아우 시끄러. 단테, 얘네 좀 조용히 시켜줘.
Jeez, cut it out, Dante. Please shut them up.
걱정했잖아요, 파우스트.
Yeah, I was worried, Faust. Amidst the chaos, a most gentle voice softly landed on my ears.
보기로 한 시간은 4시였는데 15분이나 지나버려서 당신이 시계 보는 법을 까먹었을 리는 없을 테고요. 그렇죠?
We were meant to meet each other at 4, but 15 minutes had already passed already. Sure, you couldn't have forgotten how to read a clock, right?
네. 버스를 운전한 건 제가 아니니까요.
Certainly not. There's little I could do to alter the driver of the bus.
아하. 그래서 이런 시계 인간까지 데리고 다니는 거야? 알람 기능까진 없었나 보네.
Haha. So you're taking a clock person with you to help with the time. I suppose they didn't come with an alarm. The gentle voice was soon followed by one that didn't even attempt to hide their disdain. Come on, that's a little harsh. Let's try to leave better first impressions. I know my voice won't be heard by anyone other than the sinners, but I still can't help but get upset at rude remarks.
너야? 이번에 황금가지 탈환 작전 말아먹은 애들.
Oh, so's you. You guys are the team that botched the golden bow retrieval last time.
도시에서 손꼽힌다는 천재가 속한 팀이라길래 주위에서 기대가 많았는데.
Folks had high expectations for your team. What with some of the smartest people in the city being on it?
어쩐지 파우스트 씨 표정이 계속 안 좋아 보이던데.
No wonder. Miss Faust wasn't looking very pleased.
제 표정은 항상 동일했어요.
My face has remained constant.
야, 넌 왜 가만히 있어? 얘도 나름 두뇌파야. 무시하지 말라고.
Hey, what are you doing standing around for? Go on now. This fellow here is also the brainy sort. Don't brush him off. Heathcliff gave Yi-Sang a sideways glance, but when it got in response was lukewarm.
그저 무의미한 자랑이기 때문이요.
I shall not, as that would be a hollow vaunt.
너 지하에서만 해도 말 많지 않았냐? 왜 갑자기 또 이상해진 거야?
But you're a lot more talkative down in that basement. Who are you and what did you do with Yi-Sang?
본인은 본래부터 이상이었소만.
I am and have always been whom I match in the mirror.
됐다.
You. Forget it.
첫 번째 임무는 애초에 실패를 염두에 둔 계획이었어요.
Our first mission was devised with failure in mind.
각자의 잠재력을 확인하는 시간이 필요했으니까.
We needed an opportunity to see what potential our sinners held.
그랬던 거였어?
Wait, it was?
처음부터 목표가 실패인 작전이라니. 작전이라고 부르기도 못하군.
A plan whose proposal is to fail. That could hardly qualify as a proposal. Sorry. A plan whose purpose is to fail. That could hardly qualify as a proposal.
베르길리우스님은 어디 갔죠? 전 그분 얼굴이라도 뵐 수 있을까 싶어서 작전에 합류하겠다고 한 건데요.
By the way, where's Virgilus? I agreed to assist with the operation mainly for a chance to get to see him.
그분도 쪽팔렸겠지. 이런 애들이랑 같이 다닌다고 생각해봐.
He must have been embarrassed. Imagine accompanying people like these.
그 자식 일부러 멀찌감치 내려준 거였나? 우리가 쪽팔려서?
Is that why he dropped us so far away from the place? Because he was ashamed of us.
왜 비하 발언에는 반박을 아무도 안 하는 건데요?
Doesn't anyone have anything to say about us being belittled?
그리고 자기소개라도 해야 잘난 척이든 허세든 의미 있어진다는 거 몰라요?
And won't all the boasting and bluffing not to do much if we don't introduce ourselves first?
이번에 합동 작전을 하게 될 분들이에요. 림버스 컴퍼니 클리어 부서 ACC에서 오셨습니다.
These two will be our cooperators for this mission. They're from the Limbus Company Clearance Department, also known as the LLC.
비포팀까지 붙여주시죠. 아, 전 소드고 이 사람은 에피랍니다.
The before team of clearance, please. I'm Sod. This here is Effie.
뭐 우리가 박수라도 쳐줘야 되는 거.
What, are we supposed to clap or?
와, 반가워요.
Wonderful, it's a pleasure. Anglu was the only person on the team welcoming them with total sincerity. He almost even gave a standing ovation. A good half of the rest stared at the two with cold eyes, and the others wary until introductions were finished.
잘 싸웠군. 새로 들어온 놈도 마음에 든다.
Nice.
앞으로는 굴러 들어오는 놈도 적극적으로 받아들이기로 하지.
오늘 하루도
바쁘긴 합니다만 관리자님이
언제나 세상의 정의를 위해 달려나가는 저 해결사들을
There doesn't seem to be a way to access the enemy journal outside of being in a fight with the enemy.
내가 제일 싫어하는 거 저 더듬이가 유별나게 기다랗고 까만 등껍질을 단 그것들 특히나 물에 빠져도 둥둥 떠다니고 있는 게 보일 정도로 악착같이 살아남는 그 끈질긴 게 싫어.
My God, that was a long. My least favorite things: those dark shell critters with a long pair of antennae. I especially hate the tenacity of those bugs, refusing to die even in water.
바쁘긴 합니다만 관리자님은
아마 예전 같았으면
내가 제일 좋아하는
관리자님은 대단한 것 같아요. 전 아직도 적응 못해서 쩔쩔매고 있는데 관리자님은 기억을 잃어도 능숙하게 저희를 이끌고 계시잖아요.
You really are amazing, manager. I'm still struggling to adjust, and you're leading us like a pro despite your memory loss.
아마 예전 같았으면 상상도 못했을 거예요.
단테, 가끔은 쉬엄쉬엄 해도 될 것 같지 않아? 누구든 휴식이 필요하잖아. 그러니까 나가서 맛있는 것 좀 사와봐. 응?
You gotta take it easy with work, Dante. Everyone needs a break from time to time. Why don't you go out and buy me some sweets then? Hmm?
남들은 돈을 멀리하라고 하지만 말도 안 되는 소리야.
So, I'm gonna leave this here. I hope you've enjoyed so far of what's this called? Limbus Company. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. It's been fun. I don't know how far I'll go with it. It's a gacha game. It's probably inevitably gonna hit, you know, buy tickets. It's probably gonna inevitably hit that. I remember someone saying that a big part of the game, of a gacha game, is the game of chicken between the devs and the player. How far the player can go before they have to spend money. And when I hit that point, I'm dropping out. Flatly. If I feel I've hit the point where I need to spend money to progress, I'm going to probably drop out. I don't have that to spend. Money is insanely tight. And if I was to spend it, I'd spend it on... if I was to spend money, I would spend it on other stuff, like a new hard drive. That kind of thing. Hard drive died recently, and I'm struggling with the loss of space. I found another one, but it already had stuff on it. And I didn't want to lose... I excised as much as I could off it. But even then, there's still plenty of space there. It's like taking up. So, yeah. But anyway, throat's getting kind of parched now. That cup of tea was quite a while ago. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you join me again soon. If there's anything at all you'd like to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. That is what it's there for. But until next time, love and peace. So, how do I leave?
잠 안 와? 나랑 포크 한 판 칠래?
Ah.
헤드업으로.
Here we go.